Hi all, I ain't done a video for a bit, so I thought I'd just show a bit of my He-Man Origins collection and just share a few memories. So I haven't done anything for a while, with one thing and another happening in my life. So I'll just show a few of the Origins figures I've been collecting. I did do a previous video, I think a few months ago. I did a short video with a bit of music, but I haven't spoke on a video for a bit. I like to do both. I like to talk a bit, and some videos I don't want to talk. It's Beastman, one of my favourite figures. I always like Beastman. I always like the original Beastman figure. I always love his over-the-top bright orange Stinkor. That's a fairly new addition to my collection that I had for my birthday. I haven't had much trouble getting these figures, as a few new toy shops seem to have popped up in the last 12 months in the Midlands areas. It's going back to like the old days, and it's been quite plentiful, so I've been quite lucky, you know, in He-Man wise. I mean, I'm coming over to Jitsu here. I mean, I wouldn't have probably, I never had originally, and I had not much intention of getting him, but he was on shelf, and I thought, well, you know, as I had him in hand, and I thought, yeah, I've changed my mind, you know, which I wouldn't have done if I'd have bought him, say, off eBay. I wouldn't have bothered, and I quite like the figure now. I quite taken to Jitsu, which I wouldn't have bothered before. Man at Arms there, with Burt Reynolds' Tash version. Basic Laughing Skeletor. I know there's a few alternate versions where you can change the heads and things now, and a lot of people don't like the new He-Man sculpt, but I'm not really bothered myself. I don't care to alter them that much. I'm quite happy with his laughing grin version, and She-Ra on the end there. Should be a few more on top. I'm going to pass some of my other figures around here. Keeping all the comics. One thing that I think is quite bad with the UK version of the comics is that our comics have got no words in the comics, no bubbles, which I think is disgusting, really. I don't know how that's come to happen, you know, that, you know, our versions of the comics that come with the figures have got no panels. Very weird and crappy. Going up to the second shelf a bit. Well, I haven't got many shelves up at the moment because I'm having a brand new settee put in here, and where the door is, it's going to crash into my IKEA unit, which is pretty rubbish, and probably kill all the figures, and it might even take the shelf down as well, so these have got to come down when that comes in. Voice is not very good at the moment. I'm just getting over a bit of a nasty cold. Came back off, I went on holiday for Christmas and come back and got a cold. Not corona, I've had tests and stuff and things, fine. You just I'm in isolation at the minute anyway. As you got to isolate when you come back from abroad. And got to carry rotten cold out of it. Webstore there. Pretty cool. I had Webstore back in the day, the original. I haven't got none of my original He-Man left. I wish I did. I used to do car boot sales and I flogged them all. I made quite a lot of money, actually, off them. I used to make quite a few £100 off my old He-Man stuff. Nostalgia-wise, I never had that many original He-Man figures in the beginning. My dad was never... he was never big on me having figures. No, he wasn't stop you like. He just wasn't never keen on it. And it was more my mum that bought my figures. He was more into computer games when He-Man was big in its time. But I never got into He-Man until I think I pondered whether it was like the third or fourth year of He-Man, because I was still too young for figures when in his 82. I would have been still way too young to have any He-Man toys. Maybe more creeping into late 83, 84, a bit more then. Still a bit young in 82. It would have been about probably late 83 and into 84 that I got into He-Man. I put, I was testing, because you can take the limbs off these, I was testing the armour out, so I put Zodak's armour on. For some reason I haven't got Zodak out at the minute. Yeah, Roboto. If anybody if anybody knows the West Midlands area in the UK, I always remember in Halesowen Town Centre. If anybody, it's only going to be nostalgic if you know the Halesowen Town area in the Midlands in the early 80s. Just going backwards a bit while I try and explain this. There used to be a toy shop in Halesowen Town Centre. If anybody remembers it, please leave any comments in on my YouTube page. I can't find anybody that remembers it. It was there for quite a few years in the early 80s. I think it closed down around about 86, 87. And it was where the Weatherspoons is now, because it used to be a toy shop, really nice toy shop, and it used to be a Tandy's. When it closed down, it became like a sports shop, and they used to sell clothes and Subbuteo. That was a bit later, but yeah, it was a really nice toy shop, and every time I go past there now, I walk down the Queensway in Halesowen, and I get to it because the side where the tables are now, where you can have a drink and stuff, there's a side window where you just pass. There's a little square where you pass off into the main area of the town. I mean, it's still there. I mean, it's the first time I ever saw any He-Man figures. They had that side window was plastered in He-Man stuff, and I'll always remember that. My dad taking me up to the window, and it was absolutely rammed with He-Man. They'd stuck all He-Man to the window, and I always remember that. But I've tried to find some nostalgic photos and stuff of when it was a toy shop before the whole thing became a Witherspoons. They got rid of the Tandys, they got rid of it because it was two shops, and it just became one giant Witherspoons public boozer place and food, like they're plastered all over the UK. But yeah, I'll always remember it being the one half being a toy shop. And Grimlock